Are you the kind of person that you want to be around? This is a question that I think is interesting and that I haven't asked myself enough lately, but are you the kind of person that you would want to be around? I think this can give you a bit of perspective on who you are as a person and how you act around other people. Because look at the people around you, look at how they act, and imagine the kind of person that you would want to be around. Do you see yourself when you imagine that? Are you that kind of person that you would want to spend time with? Because I know that I have qualities that I would not want to be around. I'm not the best at holding a conversation. I get quiet. I'm bad at multitasking. So, especially at work when I'm talking to colleagues, if I switch my focus to something else, I will completely lose our conversation and I will be totally zoned out. But I still think that if you look at it that way of who's the kind of person that I would want to be around? Would I want to be around someone who's inspiring or who's fun, who's lighthearted or who's more serious, who asks deeper questions or does a certain thing, maybe has a certain quality that you want? Then you can really reflect on, is that the kind of person that I am? Are those the kind of qualities that I have? It gives you a better perspective of who you might want to be, who you might want to become, rather. Because, again, I feel like the law of reciprocity, of giving in order to get, or what it is that you give is what you get back, is so powerful. And this is one of those questions that sort of reveal why that's true. Because the kind of person that you are is best reflected in, would you want to be around yourself? Are you okay with spending time alone with yourself? Do you enjoy your own company? I know that I do. I enjoy being alone. Like, yeah, some people, they enjoy spending more time with others, but the real question is, do you enjoy being alone with yourself? Do you enjoy the kind of conversations that you have even with yourself? Because if you don't, then why not? What would you want to change in order to have more interesting conversations with yourself? What kind of questions would you ask yourself? What, like, do you dwell on the past and think about all of the negative things, or do you look for the future? Do you ask yourself what possibilities you're gonna face, or the kind of problems you're gonna solve? Because it's way easier when you look at other people. It's way harder to be introspective and to be a harder judge on yourself, obviously. But you know those people, you've met them before. Those people who just, their energy is off. They're like instantly just kind of negative. You sort of feel like you're repelled from them, or the second that you've had a conversation with them, you're more tired. You feel lower, so to speak. It's hard to describe exactly what makes one of those people that way, but usually it's their energy, it's their vibration, it's what they emanate in their conversations, in their way of being. It's sort of who they are, even though that can change. But you can sort of tell instantly just by hearing them say a sentence or the way that they act, their body language. you can read the kind of person that they are. And you can feel if they're negative or if they're positive. Because after a conversation with a person, you'll realize, at least if you're aware of it, if you ask yourself the question of how do I feel after talking to this person? Because some people, they make you feel better. They raise your energy. Now you're happier, you're more excited, you have more energy. You feel like you want to do things. Whereas with others, you're pulled down. You'll sort of feel that you're more sluggish, you're less enthusiastic, you're more apathetic, and you feel drained, I suppose is the best way to describe it. So ask yourself that question, like, what kind of person am I? And if I was to have a conversation with myself, would I want to hang around myself? Would I want to spend time alone with myself? Would I raise my own energy or would I lower it? What kind of conversations do you have? Do you dwell on everything that's wrong, on all the problems that you're facing and how bad everything is? You pull yourself down, you know? We have moments where we're negative. That's fine. Like, that's normal. But are the majority of your conversations that way? Or are the majority looking forward, thinking about what it is that you can do, what it is that you want to do? What is it that you focus on when you talk to yourself? And I'm not saying this to, like, be crazy, but you spend 24 hours in your own mind. So the conversations that you have with yourself are the ones that are most important, aren't they? So if you've never asked yourself this, then please do. And please let me know down in the comments how you feel about it. What kind of conversations do you have with yourself? Because I know for me, a lot of the time, I don't mind being alone because I enjoy my own company. I have fun with myself. I enjoy the types of things that I think about. I'm like, I feel like most of the time I'm pretty positive, and I think about the goals and dreams that I have, and it motivates me, it drives me to move forward, to do more things, to challenge myself, and to do something that I've never tried before, because it's fun, just because I can. But I've had periods in my life where I've been, like, I wouldn't say depressed, but closer to it anyway, where you've always been constantly in this loop of thinking negative, where you've pulled your energy down to such a level where it just feels worthless, where it just feels like you're grinding against stone. It just feels bad, essentially. And it's like, why would I spend my time doing that when instead I could look to the future, I could look to the possibilities ahead, I could see what's in front of me and what I'm excited to see? Why wouldn't I daydream? Why wouldn't I imagine something that might seem unrealistic if it makes me feel better, if it makes me excited, and it makes me take action that I otherwise wouldn't? Because that's the biggest thing, is that if you can motivate yourself or make yourself feel excited, make yourself have more energy, you're gonna be unstoppable, essentially. I've thought about that saying, an immovable object meets an unstoppable force. I've just been like, that's what I want my mind to be. That's how I want to think. I want my positive thinking to be the unstoppable force that, you know, combined with the immovable object. I don't want that to ever change. So yeah. Are you the kind of person that you would want to be around? And would you be inspired by yourself if you were someone else? Would you, looking at yourself from a third person's perspective, be inspired by the person that you are today? Because if you're not, then what would you change? What would you do differently in order to inspire others, in order to be better? Because that's what I think is one of the most important questions to ask yourself. So, yeah, let me know down in the comments. Again, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one.